The following is an exclusive presentation of the Carolina Panthers and the National Football League. This week on the Panthers Huddle, Coach Canalis and the crew tackle a tough loss at home and look ahead to our Week 5 trip to Chicago. Plus, we step inside TD's film room to see the Panthers legend break down the Bears. Welcome inside the Panthers Huddle.
Welcome inside the Panthers Huddle. Kristen Balboni, Thomas Davis with head coach Dave Canales. And obviously this is a football show and we will get to football in just a minute, but I know that all three of us and the organization just want to take a moment to express our sympathy to everyone that is in Western North Carolina and everyone that has been affected by Hurricane Helene.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, our hearts are just broken, for everyone that's just seen the devastation of losing homes, losing loved ones. We have family in Nashville, so my wife's cousin lives there, and just the stories and reports we're getting from just the way that they're trying to put everyone's trying to put their lives back together, and just the toll it takes on first responders, but certainly people just, the water filtration plant being affected, just making sure that people have just their basic needs met, beyond medical care. And you can imagine just the hospitals being completely packed. Yeah, we just pray and we just send all of our thoughts, our love with all of them, knowing just how fortunate we are to be here to do this job and to continue to push on with our, with our vision and our goals that we have here. But just that everybody knows that we're with you, heart and soul. And so just want to make sure that that's known.
That is very beautifully said, Coach. I know we all echo that. Absolutely. If we turn our attention now to the game against the Bengals, I want to start out with some of the aggressive play calling we saw. It was great to see. I think the fans loved it, whether it worked out or not. Going for it at the end of that first drive on fourth down, the fake punt. What went into those aggressive calls that you made?
Yeah, just a relentless pursuit to find a competitive edge, however we can. And it all starts with the run game. And when we have that mix and balance, it allows us to take shots down the field. Teams are starting to load boxes up against our run game. There goes a one-on-one opportunity for Deontay right off the bat on the very first drive. A big play gets us down there, and really it was a statement. We're inside the 5. We pride ourselves on being able to run the ball. I know our guys will get that done the next time. I can help by mixing some of the calls. I was being stubbornly trying to just get us to have that good effort run, the attitude run in there, and didn't work out, but I love the mentality. I love that drive. And then, we were down 2 scores with the fake punt and just trying to find an edge. Can we just fight and scratch until there's no more time left? Can we just keep fighting the whole group all the way to the end, working ourselves back into a 1-score game with 4 minutes left? And there we were, the heart and soul of this team, the no-quit mentality, continuing to just do right longer. Can we just continue to do right until there's no time left? So I love the fight and the spirit of it. We're definitely sick about some of the opportunities missed.
Coach, I love that. I'm gonna throw out a couple of names right now. Derrick Brown, Adam Thielen. Look at Damian Lewis, and now Shaq Thompson again. It seems like week in and week out we're asking this question, how you replace these veteran players, which I know is extremely tough, but what is the message to these young guys that have to step up now in these guys' absence?
Yeah, first of all, let me just say, all of those guys, the ripple effect of how they got hurt, playing football the way it's supposed to be played. Full speed, everything they got, and sometimes your body gets in a weird spot and it can't take it. And things happen, but they represented us the right way. They exemplify Panthers football. Thielen on the touchdown. Derrick Brown giving everything he had in that first game. Shaq and Josie flying around. Shaq coming off of a 14-tackle day against the Chargers, going back and playing again great against the Raiders. So the message for the rest of the group is look to see what this game means to these guys and how they play it. They play it the right way. We don't play with a spirit of fear. We play with the spirit of possibility, with the spirit of my respect for the game calls me to play at this level, And so I get to point to those guys and say, this is how we want to be represented as a football team. But also from a leadership standpoint, for guys to step up I don't care that they say anything. I don't care if they say a single word. All I care about is they step on that field and they represent Panthers football the right way.
Speaking of that, I want to ask you about a guy that I know TD really, really likes, Trevin Wallace. Yeah. He is going to be asked to take on a much bigger role in Josie and Shaq's absence. What does he bring to this defense, and what are the expectations that you have for him?
Size, speed, physicality, aggression, all the things. You know, his progression was coming along, and we thought we had this runway, and here we go. I can't think of a better place, TD, for him to step in and get the green dot than in Carolina. And the history of linebackers that have come through this place, he knows. He knows what it's about, you know, and there's a rich tradition here. So I'm really excited to see him out there running around and just taking the game, taking it one play at a time, one game at a time, you know, and just making his plays. My biggest message to Trevin is you don't have to do anything special. Be you, be all of you, and that'll be enough.
Hey, listen, if he didn't know, I made sure that he knew yesterday. So we had a great conversation. So, Coach, one of the things that has really stood out to me over the last couple of weeks has been Chuba Hubbard and his ability to run the football, tough, physical, in the way that you want the ball to be ran. How has Chuba stepped in and just been huge for us so far in these last 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's about the philosophy of our football team, right? So toughness is a pillar, and we talk about the circle of toughness is created really when you take special teams defense. Their job's easy, run and hit, right? Well, offensively, how do you exemplify toughness? You run the football. Chuba represents that. There's always in my mind, in my vision of Carolina Panthers football, there's always going to be a back with some type of aggression and some type of, it doesn't mean they got to be the biggest, strongest guy. Sometimes it's a smaller guy who's explosive, though. They have an attacking style of play. Chuba's got that balance of just that attacking style, the patient runs, the hard, ugly, short yardage ones, using his stiff arm, catching it out of the backfield. Just the attitude of, I just love it, man. And as long as I'm here, Chuba, guys like him are going to represent this offense and be a spokesperson without even having to say words for this team.
And I can't believe that we've gotten this far without really talking about Andy Dalton until TD just mentioned him. But as we wrap up, can you just give me what you have thought of his last 2 weeks as the starting quarterback for this Panthers team?
Just cut it loose. Just going for it. A guy out there on fire, just like his hair, having fun, running around, talking to the guys, and just like when a quarterback gets that second opportunity to come back in and to lead a team, to be the guy, it's invigorating, you know, and the things that he missed, he's able to do. These are conversations I've had with guys who get these opportunities. It's just like the gratitude that he has is infectious for the rest of us to look, man, this is so unbelievable. You know, he's like, I'm trying to get you to smile, coach. And I get locked in on game day, but it's like, man, I'm having a good time. I'm calling these plays and let's go. You know, we're doing it together, but it's certainly been great to see him play the last 2 weeks.
All right, Coach, we are looking forward to this game against the Bears. When we come back, we are going to be talking about that game with Coach. We will be right back.
Coming up, Coach Canalis and the crew look ahead to this week's matchup against Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears on the Panthers Huddle. This exclusive presentation of the Carolina Panthers Television Network is brought to you in part by Bank of America, the official bank of the Carolina Panthers.
Welcome back inside the Panthers Huddle. All right, we are going to talk about going to Chicago and playing the Bears. Coach, we know this is a young team, but they are coming off, a big win last week. So what are you preaching to our team about how you can beat this team?
Well, the focus always starts with us. It's about us cleaning up our fundamental stuff from the last game. So that's right where the attack goes. But when we talk about the Bears, it starts with Matt Eberflus, a man that's been building that program, building that team the right way, getting the mentality. He's a defensive coordinator by background, a linebackers coach. I've known him for a lot of years and coached against him different times. And the style and attitude of his football team is, we're not going to do a lot, but what we do, it's going to be full speed, and they get their guys fresh. They rotate the full defensive line, and they come charging off the ball. and they play team football. They swarm, they tackle, and all that. So first and foremost, for our offensive guys, it's going to be another great challenge, another great opportunity to make sure that our energy is where it needs to be, and it all starts with our weekly prep. And then, defensively for us, they got a young, talented offense. They got some pieces, they loaded up in the draft. They got receivers. They got Caleb Williams. They got a bunch of guys that they're counting on, and we know that each week that they take on, they're learning new lessons. They're growing just like we're growing in some spots, So this is a team on the rise, and this is a team that's well coached. I happen to know the offensive coordinator, Shane Waldron. He and I worked together in Seattle. A bunch of guys, Kerry Joseph, the QB coach, Andre Curtis in the secondary on the other side, Chris Morgan, the O-line coach, a bunch of guys. We have a lot of history and a lot of same mentality about how to play football. So it's going to be a great test for us and a great test for them this week.
Coach, they're 2-0 at home, and you just kind of talked about it. You touched on the defense, and a large part of it is because of the defense that they have. What is the message to the offensive line and to the quarterbacks and to the receivers and the running backs as they go into this hostile environment on being able to handle that situation?
When you talk about this defense and the aggressive style of play that they have, we got to start it off with our run game. The more we can lean on guys, the more we can make them play a little football, that helps us. That helps slow down the pass rush. It keeps them off balance. They're playing at the line of scrimmage. We're creating voids. This is a defense that's been very opportunistic, has created some turnovers, So again, it's going to be about the ball, So it kind of all starts there with us. And just having a plan, knowing where Sweat's at, making sure that we feel he feels our presence in different ways, to make sure we can play our style of ball.
Yeah, so Coach, when you look at going against a young, talented rookie quarterback in Caleb Williams, you talked about him. You talked about all the weapons that he has around him. And each week, we've seen this kid grow. Like, what are some of the ways that you feel like on film that we can take advantage of the youth that Caleb Williams has so far and forcing him into some bad situations?
Make him execute by playing great coverages, by having a great rush plan. And if everyone's where they're supposed to be and things are tight, that the execution becomes a premium of the quarterback. And so just doing right, making sure we're tight and getting to our spots quickly, that'll create that extra pressure, make him hold it a second longer, and those things. So again, it comes down to us doing right, being where we're supposed to be, so they can't get out of the pocket, so they can't extend plays to try to make the plays that we know he's capable of.
We are certainly looking forward to that game. Thank you so much for the time, as always.
Thank you.
You're a player, you know what good football is, and you know who your playmakers is out there at the end of the day. So once you a quarterback, you're a vet, and you've been in the game that long, you kind of know what you like and what you don't. And I'm assuming Andy knows who he likes out there and what he gets from us when we get the ball in our hands. And I'm saying my job is to just continue to just get open and be consistent and make him look good.
Yeah, I mean, Deontay is one of our best playmakers that we have, so of course we want to get him involved. And but we're not limited to just Deontay. Obviously, we want him to be on certain things and be the number one on certain concepts and stuff because of his talent and the things that he can do with the ball. But I think we're starting to show that we've got more than one guy.
You lose to Shaq, just knew what he battled through last year to come back. Well, it was definitely tough, but Sunday come back up fast, so you don't really have too much time to think on it.
And they said that you had to get your communication down, or how you were speaking.
Yeah, people say I got a little accent, so that was one thing that they were saying. But it was straight though, because I have my boy Clyde. He helped me out. He like my little translator, so he gonna help me out and let him know what I'm saying.
Up next, step inside TD's film room as he breaks down how to take the bite out of the Bears on the Panthers Huddle. Closed captioning for the Panthers Television Network is provided by Charlotte Eye, Ear, Nose, and Throat Associates, providing premier eye and ENT care to North and South Carolina.
All right, everyone, it is time to join us inside TD's film room. We are going to break down some plays, and of course, we've got to start with our team first, and the young gun, Xavier Leggett, TD, got that first NFL touchdown.
Hey, you know, that had to be a great feeling for that kid to be able to go out right here at home in front of our home crowd, go out and get his first NFL touchdown, and he had a celebration planned and ready for you guys. You do not want to miss hearing him talk about that celebration. If you guys haven't heard it already, make sure you go YouTube and look it up on Panthers.com and figure out what he talked about when he celebrated his first NFL touchdown.
Why don't you do it for everybody?
Hey, listen, he rolled out of it. We're going to jump right in. We're going to show you what Xavier did and how Andy Dalton was able to get him the football on this play. Xavier right here at the slot. Fake the run, play action, get guys biting up. Tough throw, great catch, and the kid is just excited. You can see the emotion, the celebration, him riding dollar bill. You love to see your young rookie step up in the absence of Adam Thielen. And, hey, those young guys absolutely impressed me, KB, with the ability to step up with Thielen being out. So shout out to Xavier being able to capitalize and hold true on being in the end zone this week and riding Dollar Bill.
That's right. Dollar Bill is his horse. And like TD said, go check out YouTube for the reason behind that celebration. All right, let's take a look at the Bears, the Panthers' upcoming opponent. And, of course, we got to start with defense and Montez Sweat. What does he bring to this Bears defense? So
Montez Sweat is one of my former teammates, KB, like we talked about. He's a guy that's very fast, very explosive. I think he may have ran a 4.4 or 4.5 at the NFL Combine when he came out, but that was a few years ago. But Sweat has developed into a true pass rusher. He's a guy that can beat you with speed, or he can beat you with flat out coming off the line and putting his hand in your chest, and you can never leave him one-on-one with the tight end or running back like the LA Rams makes this mistake right here on this play. You're going to see Montez Sweat coming off the edge, and they leave him with a tight end one-on-one, and that usually results in a big play for the Chicago Bears because he's able to strip the ball out and cause this fumble right here. So we have to make sure that we absolutely know where this guy is at all times. He made his first Pro Bowl last year when he got traded to the Bears, and now they are a top 10 defense because they have guys like Montez Sweat. So we got to make sure that we know where he is at all times, and we are covering and taking care of the football.
All right, let's move over to offense. The young guy, Caleb Williams, had a great play to our friend and former Panther, DJ Moore.
Caleb Williams is a guy that has gotten better week in and week out. What he was able to do in this Rams game, in particular with this play right here, showed me a lot of growth in this kid. As you watch this play right here, this touchdown is going to go to our beloved DJ Moore, but how does it happen? It happened because Caleb Williams does a great job of looking this safety off, KB, and you'll be able to see it on this play. Watch his eyes as this guy gets ready to make this play. He's looking to the left, holding the safety, and they had DJ Moore one-on-one with the linebacker, which is never a great idea down in the red zone. So shout out to Caleb Williams being able to capitalize on the mistake that the Rams made. But we have to understand and know that you cannot just line up and allow this young rookie to see exactly what you're doing defensively. So we have to give him some different looks.
Plenty of other threats, too, on that Bears offense. DeAndre Swift, who is as good as his name implies. What does he bring, TD?
I know, KB, I just talked about this. I'm always talking about my Georgia Bulldogs and my former Georgia Bulldogs.
You know.
DeAndre Swift is another player that I absolutely loved when he was in college, and he's still doing some of those same things. Watch this move. Watch this hurdle over the lineman, and you give him a little bit of space, he will take it to the house because he's fast, he's strong, and he has great vision. So that's one of the things that I love about DeAndre Swift. So he's a guy that can absolutely make guys miss. You have to get him on the ground when you get the opportunity, or he will make you look bad. And that's one of the things this defense has to do a much better job of this week in making sure that we tackle these players.
All right, TD, thank you so much for getting us ready for that Bears game.
When we return, TD will give us his 3 keys to victory in Chicago on the Panthers Huddle.
It is time now for Thomas Davis's Coke 3 keys to the matchup against the Bears. TD, we're going to start with number 3.
Yes, KB, my number 3 key to this game, we have to control the environment. We have to be able to handle it. Going into Chicago, these guys are undefeated at home right now. They have done a great job defensively in taking the football away. So we have to make sure that we're controlling the noise. Everybody has to go in, understand what's going on. Number 2, we have to make sure that we win that turnover battle. When we won the football game against the Raiders, we won the turnover battle. The team that turns the ball over the most usually ends up losing the football game. So we have to do a great job of making sure defensively that we take the ball away and offensively that we protect the football and not allow them to take it away from us. And our number 1 key this week, we have to be efficient in all 3 phases of the football game. We have to make sure offensively, like I just talked about, that we're protecting the football, that we're catching the football, and that we're running the football hard. They've always said that when you go on the road, you have to pack 2 things, a great defense and a running game that will sustain throughout the entire game. So we got to make sure that we're able to run the ball efficiently. And defensively, we have to do a much better job this week of tackling. If we can get those things done, we'll improve our chances of winning the football game tremendously, KB.
I thought you were going to say something about packing a change of clothes, but that is a story for another time. TD, thank you. That is all the time that we have for today. So on behalf of Thomas Davis and head coach Dave Canales, I'm Kristen Balboni. Thank you so much. And then once again, we just want to say that our thoughts are with everyone in Western North Carolina. And if you all at home want to know more about what you can do, go to redcross.org. Thanks once again, and TD,
keep pounding.
You've been watching the Panthers Huddle, a copyrighted presentation of the Carolina Panthers and the NFL.